Elden Ring achieved success by challenging traditional norms and conventions seen in most other open-world games. In a genre saturated with repetitive tropes, the game manages to stand out by offering a fresh and innovative approach to exploration and player freedom. By breaking away from the typical cookie-cutter formula seen in many other open-world titles, Elden Ring sets itself apart with its unique mechanics and world building. The game has garnered significant attention and discussion within the gaming community. Despite its popularity, the game has faced criticism from certain developers who argue that its success can be attributed to what they deem as poor user experience and bad controls, rather than an adequately difficult but enjoyable game specifically constructed in this fashion for a player base that understands and accepts these design choices. Nevertheless, this video aims to delve deeper into the reasons behind Elden Ring's success, focusing on its innovative departure from traditional open-world game design trends seen in the last 2 decades.
Peggy 16.
The open-world approach is a concept that refers to a unique way of designing games. Unlike typical open-world games, which are often linked with the likes of Ubisoft, the focus is not just on the grand scale of the game world, but also on the minute details and immersive experiences. This approach aims to provide players with a more engaging and personalized gameplay experience by incorporating a storyline with tremendous depth, NPCs that feel as alive as they are tragic, and not just another quest giver, killer art direction, and more. In traditional open-world games, the gameplay tends to be centered around completing objectives and engaging in repetitive tasks. The moment-to-moment gameplay is usually straightforward, with combat mechanics that are easy to grasp, allowing players to focus on the main missions and additional content. However, the user-focused approach from FromSoft seeks to enhance the player's experience by introducing more depth and complexity to the gameplay, making it more challenging and rewarding. Rather than feeling like a passive observer on an amusement ride, players are engaged and have the opportunity to explore and interact with the game world on a deeper level. The world in these games feels more organic and dynamic, with a greater sense of freedom and agency for the player. Instead of being directed along a predetermined path, players can choose their own course of action and shape the narrative based on their decisions, much like previous Souls games. By incorporating elements of unpredictability and randomness into the gameplay, games following this approach strive to create a more immersive experience. This may include dynamic events that occur spontaneously, interactions with non-playable characters that have a significant impact on the storyline, or environmental factors that influence the player's decision. The goal is to make the game world feel alive and responsive, providing players with a sense of agency and autonomy as they navigate through the virtual environment. In contrast to traditional open-world games, which can sometimes feel static and formulaic, games following the Soulsborne formula are designed to make you experiment, explore, and push the boundaries of the game world, discovering hidden secrets and unraveling complex stories along the way. This approach encourages players to think outside the box and adopt creative problem-solving strategies, leading to a more rewarding and fulfilling game experience overall. This represents a dramatic shift in the way games are designed and experienced. By focusing on immersion, interactivity, and player agency, developers can create games that offer a more compelling and memorable experience for players, and this is something all game developers could take a note from. It challenges traditional game design conventions and pushes the boundaries of what open-world games can achieve, ultimately leading to a richer and more diverse gaming landscape for the players to enjoy. Elden Ring takes a distinctive approach to the hero themselves as well. Unlike traditional hero narratives, the game draws inspiration from the Souls series by presenting the player as a visitor in a desolate and shattered world, rather than a predestined savior in a world waiting for him to explore, discover, and redeem. The expansive and intricately designed world of Elden Ring serves as a reflection of a long-forgotten realm that has been left in ruins, evoking a sense of melancholy and despair as the player navigates through its abandoned landscapes. This sort of unique storytelling element prompts players to acknowledge their insignificance in the grand scope of the world, highlighting the harsh reality that they are mere spectators in a world that does not revolve around them. Simple is the best approach. Rather than overwhelming the player with an excessive amount of distractions and cluttered UI elements, the game gives the player space to breathe and to take in the environment at their own leisurely pace. Each point of interest in the game is carefully crafted to offer a higher quality experience, with fewer trivial diversions and more substantial content, including exclusive rewards, valuable resources, and intricate set pieces. This deliberate design choice not only enhances the player's immersion within the game world, but also serves to foster a sense of exploration and curiosity as the game entrusts players to uncover the mysteries of the world on their own accord. When starting Elden Ring, players will notice a refreshing departure from the typical hand-holding tutorials and incessant interruptions as seen in many other open-world titles. Instead of being bombarded with pop-ups, they are encouraged to organically immerse themselves in the gameplay. The game offers a unique approach to progression that prioritizes the gradual enhancement of weapons over sudden drastic power boosts. By focusing on incremental improvements, players can feel a sense of accomplishment as they develop their skills and abilities at a pace that feels natural and satisfying. This presents players with various routes to achieve success, setting it apart from traditional open-world games with its innovative design. In this game, foes and bosses pose a great challenge, but players are not limited to following a linear progression in order to defeat them. They have the freedom to explore different avenues and strategies when facing obstacles, such as utilizing magic spells, summoning non-playable characters, or creating useful items. This level of flexibility empowers players to assess their abilities and make strategic decisions on how to best navigate through each unique scenario. Ultimately, the success of Elden Ring can be attributed to its innovative approach in redefining the standards of open-world game design. The game breaks away from the traditional conventions within the genre and instead stays loyal to the core themes and design principles that have defined the Soul series. This conscious decision results in a distinctive and captivating gameplay experience that deeply connects with players on a profound level. Elden Ring's bold and daring strategy showcases the untapped potential that open-world games possess in surpassing the typical open-world blueprint and providing a more dynamic and immersive world for players to explore. If you enjoyed, hit like and subscribe for more informative game analyses like this. Thank you.